Happy Friday. I wanted to hop on for a few. I wrote something up, so I'm kind of just going to read it. It's easier. I couldn't memorize all this, and so I'm just going to kind of read it. So just kind of go with me. Okay, so I'm hopping on today to talk about Archway Christian and what sets us apart from other schools, both public and private. Let me go back a little. When I was teaching in the classroom, I started in public school arena and quickly moved into private schools. I moved into smaller private schools so I could find ways to engage students in activities that they had a particular interest in. I knew that if I was in a smaller setting, I could hone in on that interest. It's like anything else, even as an adult. If something is interesting to you, you will feel a pull to do more exploring. The same is absolutely true for a child, and maybe more so true for a child. Now, in a traditional classroom setting, you have entirely too many children to sort of hone in on those individual interests that they may have. But at Archway, we've lowered the student-teacher ratio so that the smaller class sizes will allow for more one-to-one teaching, more hands-on experiences, and it opens up the options for the ability to participate in more project-based learning. Our objective is to create a happy, loving, and Christian environment where children are free to explore and learn at their own pace, all while having fun. We've purposely kept our tuition low so that we can offer what we're offering is available to more students whose families may not normally be able to afford private schooling. Having said that, our class sizes are all under 10, so our space is extremely limited in our building. I've always believed that different schools work for different children, and what do I mean by that? So as humans, we are profoundly individual, not only how we differ from one another, but also how we learn. The cookie cutter approach for K through 12 education just does not inherently work for every child. Now, having said that, I have 2 grown children. My son breezed right through public school, but my daughter, who's just as smart, hit a few stumbling blocks. So we kind of approached her education with a mix of different educational options, homeschool and private, online. And we tailored an educational platform that was comfortable for her. And just like my son, she excelled. Now let's talk for a minute about how things naturally evolve. So I'm not going to go through this whole story, but I read this story about this man who he went to the ER and he had appendicitis, and his appendix had actually burst. So what the doctor said was 10 years ago that he would have been immediately admitted for emergency surgery. But now that same patient would be given higher doses of antibiotics and instructed to return a few weeks later for a 20-minute laparoscopic procedure instead of the 4-hour surgery. So change is inevitable in all walks of life. Yet school has pretty much stayed the course. The public education system we currently know has been around for more than 150 years. However, the basic schooling model remains the same, roughly 20 to 30 kids of the same age placed into a classroom and taught by one teacher. Even though the curricula have developed a bit over time, the essence has stayed the same. Children are still taught in a standardized and industrialized way. Again, I'm by no means criticizing public school system. As I said earlier, my son did fabulous within the model, but that model does not work for every child. Yes, the overall educational system has changed in many regards. However, the way we are taught has not. A teacher at the front, children seated is the optimal way to learn for some students, but others struggle in this environment. Children learn best in different ways. Some children are best suited through hands-on education and some visual stimulation. The reality is that the current educational system doesn't really accommodate just any learning style, nor does it aim for anything other than the high test scores. Students are placed into a classroom and taught in a standardized way. Creativity has to be restricted, again, due to numbers and time constraints. Each child is unique in their own right. Each has a different personality and preferred way of learning. Under the current system, each child is bundled under one standardized umbrella. When considering the different types of learners, it's easy to see why some get left behind. Okay, so how does all that play into what we're doing at Archway? So I'll break it down a little. When a child comes into our building, we spend more time getting to know them, what they like, what their interests are, things of that nature. We spend the first few weeks of school truly getting to know each other and talking. Talking to a child and having those conversations is truly an important part of what we do here. We really aim to create a joyful learning environment that will allow each child to explore and discover. A few weeks into school, we will test each child to see where they are academically, and we will retest mid-year and the end of the year simply to ensure they are showing growth. These test scores will in no way impact whether a child moves up or down, but simply measures growth. This gives us a tool and sort of a guide to show that they are hitting their academic milestones. Here at Archway, each grade level does have a curriculum map that we will follow to, again, ensure we are hitting every milestone or TEK. The TEKs is what's placed on public school. We want to make sure we're hitting those milestones too. And each child will still have the ability to move levels within our school based on where they are academically. Let me give you an example. I'll use a first grader, okay? That child comes to us with great math skills, but struggles with reading. So that child may be in a higher learning math group, and then a lower learning group for reading. So all of our classes are multi-age classes here at Archway, and our classes are not listed as kindergarten, first grade, etc. Each class has a name. For example, 3s and 4s are in Fantasyland, Kinder and First is in Frontierland, etc. Then each child is placed into a color-coded learning group based on their academic ability. That specific child may be in the blue group for reading and move to the red group for math because each academic level is color-coded. And because of that, no child feels like they're struggling or feels like they are smarter than anyone else. They simply know they go to blue group for reading and red group for math. And when a child registers at Archway, they'll be assigned a class according to their age. And then daily, when we move to our learning rotations, they will move into their color-coded academic level. By taking the stigma out of where each child is academically, it helps that child grow in their confidence in himself and their learning. We also do things a bit different when it comes to grading. Here at Archway, children will receive A, B, C, or not yet. So this plays into growth mindset. So it is growth mindset. So I'm going to use a basketball analogy. I heard this on a thing I was watching one time, and it on a TED Talk, and it really stuck with me. So a child is learning to play basketball, and they're practicing shooting hoops. And when the child misses the shot, would they do better hearing, "Nope, you failed, move on"? Or, "Keep going, just not yet, buddy, keep going"? So that's what we use when it comes to grading. Yes, a child may get a failing grade, but with our use of growth mindset in regards to grades, we just keep motivating them and reminding them that they can succeed. We will help our students learn how to use a growth mindset to help analyze their weaknesses, set goals, identify effective strategies, and teachers that will help them reach those goals and work hard to improve and grow. A good grading system fosters and supports a growth mindset. You're really smart, you work hard in school and it shows, things of that nature. There's a lot of research that suggests that having a growth mindset is associated with higher academic achievement. Success is not influenced by natural ability, but rather by mindset and desire to achieve to the highest potential and ability. So here at Archway, we're here for the whole child. We are here for them academically, emotionally, spiritually, and we're here to guide them towards finding their best self. We start each day with a prayer, and we teach the importance of patriotism for our country. We do the pledge each morning. We teach math, reading, writing, history, geography, science, sign language, Spanish, Bible, PE, and much more. We want each child that walks into our building to feel safe, loved, valued, and we want them to feel like they can do anything they set their minds to. The world is theirs, and our job is to give them the tools they need to succeed. As it says in the Bible, in Proverbs 22:6, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." So I hope you can see what sets Archway Christian apart from other schools. We want you to feel free to reach out with any questions you may have. And on July 26th from 9 to 3, we invite you to our school for a school tour. come see what we're doing here. Bring your questions, bring your kiddos, and just take a look around. If you can't make it out in July, come see us at Tomball Nights on Friday, August 5th from 5 to 9. And if you've never been to Tomball Nights, it's really cool. And this would be the year to come out because it's their 50th anniversary, and they have a ton of events for kids and parents. Most of it is free or very nominal fee for things, but it is free to get into the event. And then I was also going to touch on another question that I've gotten periodically is, what are we doing for safety in regards to, unfortunately, you have to think about things like active shooters and strangers and things that way. So we, here in our building, our school itself is surrounded by a gate that we close. After the children are here, we close the gate. We have a keypad at the gate where you can contact us to get in touch with us in here. We have fortunately, we have a good security system, and unfortunately we had to put in a panic button. The panic button is up under our front desk here, and there's another in the building, and that just gives us the ability that if somebody came into our building or we were in that horrible situation, we push this button, we are immediately connected with police, and they can get here within just a few minutes. We also have security in the building next door. We have a security guard there. So anyway, I'm going to hop off. I know this was kind of a longer video than I normally do, but I just wanted to get all that information out there. But I'm going to hop off and start my weekend a little early. Have a safe weekend. And again, please feel free to reach out with any questions you may have. That's what I'm here for. All right. We hope to see you in the building soon. Have a great weekend.